Jamaica's poverty rate has dropped from 16.7% to 8.2%. As the government's economic program begins to pay off, our country is heading towards sustained growth. We are building Jamaica. The time by the office of the Prime Minister is
9 minutes after 9.
You're inside the Consumer Hour with Nora Gay Banton.
Good morning to you. It is Tuesday, November 11, 2025. We are alive and we give God thanks for that. Good morning to you if you're listening on the 90 FM band, 90.3, 90.5, 90.7 and 90.9 on your FM dial. Good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining us on your radio. If you are listening and watching on our YouTube channel, good morning to you as well. The channel is Nationwide 90 FM Live 2. That's Nationwide 90 FM LIVE with a number 2 beside that. So go on over there and subscribe if you haven't done so already. I want to say good morning to Mr. Overthinker, who I am seeing first in the YouTube chat this morning. Hello to you, Roger Smart. Errol Townsend, good morning to you as well. Rider 40, good morning to you. MS, top of the morning to you as well. Errol, I said Errol already. Good morning to you again. Errol, Anis Campbell, Murray, Monique Hunter, top of the morning to you. Shernet Luke, I'm winning right now. Good morning to all of you over there in the YouTube chat. For those of you who are watching, but you don't necessarily want to comment, good morning to you, or silent YouTubers. Thank you for joining us each and every day on this platform. If you're listening from our mobile app, which is available for free on the Google Play and the Apple App Store, that's Revo News. Good morning to you. And those listening or watching from our website, revonews.ai, top of the morning to you as well. This Tuesday morning, we are going to take your call. Just to let you know, though, coming up at 9:15, we have Inside Customs. So we will play that for you. And then after Inside Customs, we'll continue taking your calls. I don't know if we'll take any calls before that, but if one comes, we will go right ahead. But I wanted to say, I saw several persons on my timeline, those persons who I follow who live overseas, are showing that the snow is here. So for our YouTubers who are not in Jamaica, is it snowing where you are? I saw several persons who are in Canada, and I believe one person in the United States was showing snow at this time. So is it snowing where you are? How are you? Would you like any of the sunshine? I can arrange with you to send some sunshine your way at a small cost, nothing too exorbitant, but I can get some sunshine to you just for a small fee, So let me know. Is it snowing where you are right now? You're living in the United States or Canada or wherever in the world you are. Is it snowing? How are you feeling right now? Let me know. Let me know in the YouTube chat. Also, before we Mr. Overthinker says it's very, very cold, but no snow for me. Where are you, Mr. Overthinker? I'm reading right now. Says Nora, it cowl. C-O-W-L. Cowl. Like, cowl like hell in Maryland. I have sunshine, but me need heat. I see. Hi, Hermin. How are you? Mr. Overthinker is in North Carolina. So it's very cold, but it's not snowing in North Carolina. Well, Mary Jane says parts of GA, this is not normal at all. It's snowing. Oh my God. You see, climate change causes weird or different kind of weather patterns, more intense weather, as we can see by the hurricane that devastated, decimated parts of Jamaica. These things are gonna happen. We hear it from those who study these things that with climate change comes a change in the weather and an intensification of certain weather events. And so I see Mary Jane saying in GA, that's Georgia, right? That it's snowing and that's not normal. Ines Campbell Murray says it's not snowing as yet in Bridgeport, Connecticut, but it's very cold. Let me see who else. Herman saying it's climate change. Yeah, that's a thing. Nadine Rowe Fisher says, Nora, very, very, very cold in Illinois. Yes, please send some sunshine. Link me up, Nadine. I can arrange some things for you. Barb Mitchell says, Florida is cold, low 30s. Wow. I'm winning right now says, I just saw GA on NBC4 and the temperature in GA not normal. Random Hero says, I'm in Atlanta and it was in the 20s this morning. Saw some flurries yesterday. That means the snow is coming soon. Okay, news commentator JA, I'm taking my birthday celebration going. Oh, is it your birthday, news commentator JA? I had a blast dancing away in the morning show. Oh, well, if it's your birthday, happy birthday to you, news commentator JA. See, MS alarmed that it's snowing in Georgia. She said GA as in Georgia? Exclamation mark, question mark, huh? Exclamation mark. Yeah. Aveen Sutherland says, good morning, NNN family and friends. Very cold in Florida. Albert Morgan says, Nora, history making today is 29 degrees in Georgia. This morning is frigid in Florida, says Captain J. Cheryl Hamilton says, Nora, I'm visiting New York and it's very cold. So it's getting cold in the United States, snowing in some parts. Stephen Francis says it's snowing in Toronto. That's in Canada. So yeah, it's getting cold for our friends overseas. I send you virtual warmth. We're gonna take a break. After the break, you will hear Inside Customs, and we'll come back after that and take your calls.
Decorate and redecorate your space with water-resistant, colorful, and fast-drying paints from Edgechem Paints. The time by Edgechem Paints, changing lives 1 gallon at a time, is
9:17.
Fontana Pharmacy has a wide variety of items from pharmaceuticals, household, cosmetics, toys, and more. The temperature by Fontana Pharmacy, it's all good inside, is
29 degrees Celsius in capital city Kingston, 28 out west in Montego Bay.
Creative Building Finishes is celebrating 25 years of transforming Jamaican spaces. And we're saying thank you in a big way. Enjoy up to 25% off select items all year long. From bold tiles to breathtaking bathrooms and kitchens. Discover everything you need to create your dream space. Visit us at 5 Red Hills Road or online at creativebuildingfinishes.com. Creative Building Finishes.
Your beautiful finish begins here.
Welcome to Inside Customs, brought to you by the Jamaica Customs Agency, country above self.
Welcome again to Inside Customs here on Nationwide 90 FM. It's a program brought to you by the Jamaica Customs Agency, JCA, working to make your life better, to make the things that you want to bring into the island, that you pay a fair rate and that you have no bureaucratic hurdles in paying what is due to HRM. Well, not HRM, the H is still relevant. It's not Her Majesty anymore, it's His Majesty. But It's really Andrew and Faithful Revenue on behalf of the people of Jamaica. There you go. Albert Anderson, the Director of Compliance at the JCA, is with me once again, as he was last week. The KC man was early and on time. Well, early last week, on time this week. Thank you again, Albert.
Yeah, thank you for having me again.
Good.
I'm George.
All right. So last week we discussed several things. Music to the ears of returning residents to tell them that if you're a Jamaican who's been living outside the country for at least 3 years and you're going to come home and you want to bring home with you those things that you use every day in your house, your appliances, your furniture, your property, you can do so duty free. All right? Albert, let me just ask you to just restate the highlights, the major points that persons must consider as returning residents who meet the criteria when returning home with their items, and what is the expectation from customs.
Okay, so the highlights, I referred to the fact that they should bring the goods in at least 6 months, within 6 months of their permanent return to Jamaica.
Yes.
They should have been working overseas or residing overseas for 3 years or more.
Yeah.
They need to provide proof of their residency overseas. Also, another thing that I didn't mention last week is that they should also provide proof of their permanent residency in Jamaica.
Yes.
So in terms of land titles, electrical bills, etc. And those are some of the things that are needed in terms of getting...
right. I imagine last week when I listened to you, Albert, I was going to ask it then, but I said, well, save it for this one. I'm sure that there must be something that applies if the total value of what a person is bringing in passes a certain threshold. So, for instance, $5,000 or $10,000. I'm imagining that there's something special that kicks in once that threshold is crossed. First of all, is there a threshold? And second question, what happens when and if that threshold is crossed?
Okay, so there is a threshold, and the threshold is really $5,000.
There you go.
Once the goods that you are importing or returning with exceeds $5,000, then at that point in time, you need a custom broker to facilitate that clearance.
Oh.
All right, so the custom broker would collect your documentation. They would get the items ready in terms of putting those documentation and the relevant information into the ASICUDA. That is a custom system that we use to process all our entries, import-export entries. And then he would inform you of the duties that are payable on the shipment. And then once you pay those duties, custom would do the necessary examinations, and then you can come and collect your shipment or your items.
Right. And one point you made last week I wanted to restate. You're saying that the items that you're bringing home with you as a returning resident, you don't need to have had them for a long time. If you want to go to Target or go to Walmart and buy something brand new to carry back, not a problem.
Not a problem at all. Additionally, I missed this point last week, that your tools of trade are also admissible. So if your job overseas is that you're a disc jockey and you have your turntables and your musical equipment, all of that, you will be allowed to return with those as well.
Yes.
The duty free.
And if I'm a welder, I have a welding plant.
And you have your welding
plant.
and all if you're a teacher and you have your books and all your
technology
gadgets, then you will also. This incentive also applies to persons who go overseas and study as well. So students over the age of 18 who go to college and they're returning, they will be able to carry in a certain amount of items in terms of what they... So we're not expecting you to bring down the fridge and the dresser and all of that, but in terms of your personal stuff, your laptops, you might have bought a little desk or something, those will be facilitated.
Right. So I hear people asking, so George, ask him if this incentive program only applies for people who used to live a big foreign. Or if they are on small island, if they are Trinidad, if they are St. Lucia, if it applies to me as well.
No, man. It applies to but once you're overseas, overseas means once you go past the seas of Jamaica, then it would apply to you.
Yes. So Albert, here's the other thing again. When you go online to complete this form, and as you said last week, this is an online process. If you are in the island, you go into JCA and you can sort it out there. But if you're overseas, online. for some people who may have difficulty navigating the online form to complete, is there support on the JCA end for them to complete that form or those forms?
Yes, man, definitely. So what we'd ask you to do is to contact the Returning Residents Unit at the Jamaica Customs Agency. You can either email rru at jca.gov.jm, or you can call 876-922-51408, extension 2523, 2524, 2522, or 2523.
All right, stick up in. Give me the website again. RRU
at jca.gov.jm.
Yes, and the numbers?
And the numbers again are 922-51408, or extensions 525, 2522, 2523, and 2524.
Very well. All right. How does the JCA deal with the issue of people saying, so we can bring in them duty free? All right, watch the style. I'm going to bring in some things for sell and tell them, say, I'm a house, I'm going to put them in. How you deal with that?
Well, you see, this is one of the challenges that we have, because we have to take, if somebody says to us that we are bringing in these things and we are bringing in them for our personal things and we have them for our personal use, we will have to honor that obligation that we have. However, if we found that you are actually bringing these items for sale and they are not in terms of your own personal items, it can be considered a breach of the Customs Act, and we can take action, specific action against that. And it may be, more than likely, it would be a penalty for a breach, because you would have made a false statement to Customs on the basis of you saying, these are my personal items, but what you have really brought in is something for resale. All right, so you can be charged under the Customs Act.
I want to give you a practical situation, not to make your life difficult, but I know how people are, so I want to put it to you to see if you can resolve it. So here's the thing. I'm coming back. I've given you documentation, Albert, to say, boy, I'm going to live at 505 Westminster Drive in Spanish Town in Willoughby in St. Catherine, yes? And it's a 3-bedroom house. On my form to come back, I have 6 deep freeze, 2 standing fridge.
All right, so we have there's a limit on how much of each item that you can bring in. So would allow you to bring in 6 deep freeze and 2 standing fridge? No, I want 3-bedroom house. All right, so there's a limit in terms of how much we give you in terms of you get like 2-bedroom sets.
Yes.
2 air conditioning units, etc., etc. We also have to look at how we go about doing these things, because, as you said, it's accessible for persons who want to be involved in fraudulent activities to abuse the system.
Yes.
So on that basis, we have restrictions on how much of each item you can import.
Excellent.
So,
yeah. All right. So the online form again, you say it's straightforward, you believe, but of course you gave the numbers for support for people who may have trouble, and you say items above a certain value, you will need a customs broker if you're gone past the $5,000 mark. Yeah?
Yes.
The other part again, I was wanted to straighten out again the issue of the motor vehicle. I've had my motor vehicle. My motor vehicle is 7 years old. I bought it when I just started working in the States.
Yes.
Is this something I can bring in duty free?
Yeah, no, you cannot bring in motor vehicles duty free. The applicable duties apply. The incentive that is offered is that you can bring a motor vehicle that is up to 10 years old, while currently the restriction is on motor vehicles up to 6 years old.
All right.
So that is the incentive.
I'll give you another tricky one now, Albert. So here's the thing. Now, you said I can bring home my tools of trade.
Yes.
But as a tradesman and a man who works in construction and logistics, I bought 2 little forklifts. can I bring my forklifts home duty free? Because a forklift is what I use in my little business that I had in the United States.
No, because a forklift still qualify essentially under a motor vehicle.
Yes.
You understand? Once a vehicle carries a motor, it's classified as a motor vehicle. So therefore, your forklift wouldn't be considered as a tool of trade. It would be considered a motor vehicle as such. The relevant duty would apply.
Well, listeners, tell your friends, tell anybody who is planning to return and wants to know how it is that they can bring home their personal items that they use for work, which are reasonable items, that there is this returning residence incentives program that they can find out so much more about by going to the Jamaica Customs Agency's website.
I need to change.
Yes.
All right. So in terms of the forklift, it is not considered a motor vehicle.
Yes.
Yes. However, it would not be considered a tool of trade.
Yes.
All right.
So the forklift would not get the motor vehicle treatment,
but it would not be considered a tool of trade.
So you can't bring it home. Even if your business, you own fork, you have to probably sell them before you come back.
Yes, you'd have to pay. It wouldn't be considered a tool of trade.
Excellent, right.
All right.
So there's so much information on this thing. I think it's an excellent program. And guess what? If you want somebody to speak to directly, call down there and ask Mr. Albert. Albert Anderson, the Director of Compliance, he'll be more than happy to give you more information. Right, sir?
Yes, definitely.
There you go. Thank you, Albert, for your time.
Yeah, man. Thank you for having me again, Judge.
All right, then. That was Inside Customs, bringing you great information about the work of the Jamaica Customs Agency and how JCA exists to make you pay what you are due to pay and to make your life easy while paying what it is that you are due to pay. That's it. Next week, we'll be back with another program for you.
That was Inside Customs, brought to you by the Jamaica Customs Agency, country above self.
Spectrum Insurance Brokers provides quality insurance coverage and risk management services. The time by Spectrum Insurance Brokers Limited, setting the industry standards, is
9:30.
Me grew up as my granny save her money under her mattress. But at an old time something, that's where I save my money in the bank. And because I want to buy a little house, we also save in a building society. We have to be smart with how we save our money.
So what if the bank crash?
Well, that's where JDIC comes in. Make I tell you something. With the JDIC Deposit Insurance Scheme, once you save your money in a commercial bank, merchant bank, or building society, your deposit is covered up to a maximum of $1.2 million per depositor per financial institution if the institution fails. All the information that you need is available at jdic.org, and you can follow their social media platform for more information.
JDIC, protecting deposits for you and me.
Ho, ho, ho! And what would you like for Christmas?
A paint tough enough for my messy grandkids. Perfect color matching for my living room.
Paint that covers in fewer coats,
A finish that stands up to sun or rain,
BH Paints has you covered. Now up to 25% off.
Be one of the first 200 monthly to register on championsofcolor.com and get a free gallon of BH New Ultima Advanced Formula. No purchase required.
All I want for Christmas is BH Paints.
Discounts available at BH Paint stores and participating hardwares.
Good morning to you. You're listening to Nationwide 90 FM. This is the Consumer Hour, and we are taking your calls at this point in the program. Just to remind you of the phone lines, 876-630-9371, and that goes up to 4, and the 618-6730. Those are the numbers to call. We have already have a caller on the line. Michael, good morning.
Good morning, Miss Banton. How are you this morning, Dr. Banton?
I'm doing good, Michael. How are you?
You know, after past 2 minutes, I never talk to you.
Pardon?
After this pretty girl, Alicia, passed through the place.
Yeah, I've spoken to you since then. Yes.
Okay, cause right now, the whole place up here, like in the farm, them really destroy, like the castle and things.
Yes.
Lots of bad road and thing, man. But it's not bad like down the country still,
Yes.
We we still have to give thanks.
Indeed.
Yeah, man. So, would I like them to do something towards the cost of money here right now, you know, because because $10,000 where them pay cannot clear the expense and the amount of cost of this straw. So, between the minister and all whoever control the cost of business, let them know, say, less than $25,000 back, it no make sense. Because the farmers them don't have the money where to clean up the farm, because low payment business.
Right, yes, indeed.
Yeah.
And I encourage you once again to please join with your fellow coffee farmers and come together. A united voice is 10 times better than a sole voice in the wilderness calling out. Okay? So I encourage you as I always do, please come together with the rest of the coffee farmers and your advocacy would be much stronger then.
Yeah. First time years, before when Dr. Norman Grant, a young man, him used to cater for us, Yeah. Because one time he was chairman or something to the PC Bank when administrator the thing goes gone very good. But since them dropped the cost from $14,000 back down to $3,000. That is over 10 years now. And it don't reach back to that. Them carry down to $3,000 till them come to $7,000. Pernell Charles Judah come and do it at $10,000. And you could have imagined last year them drop it down to $8,000 at the beginning of the crop. And the ending of the crop them come back at $10,000. And now them that $10,000.
Right, Michael, I'm gonna stop you. Because do you know? Well, you must know because you're a mature man and you've been on this earth longer than I have been, and I've heard this saying many times that if you do something the same way and expect different results, then that's a problem. There's something wrong there.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna encourage you, Sir Michael, to try the route that I've been suggesting to you. Organize yourselves as coffee farmers. I know you're not the only coffee farmer in the Blue Mountain area, and I'm going to encourage you to try to organize. Come together with the other farmers, get yourselves together, have a little meeting. It don't have to be anything official, but all of you in one place, putting your issues down on paper or on a list or somewhere and seeing what next steps you can take as farmers together, united, to advocate for better coffee prices or some more assistance from either JACRA or the Ministry of Agriculture or RAD or whoever can assist you guys. Okay? I'm going to suggest to you that you try that route because every time you come here, I have not heard you say once that, yes, we've met and this is what we said in the meeting or this is what we said when we came together and this is what we're going to try to do. And I understand that there are bodies responsible. JACRA is the main body responsible for coffee. And yes, go ahead.
Well, we farmers then would like to have a meeting with JACRA and Coffee Board along with the Ministry of Agriculture.
And that's why I'm saying to you, Michael, you, the lone voice in the wilderness, you can't just say, you have to come together. All when JACRA come and say we're gonna have, who are they going to meet with? Are you guys?
All of us up here in my community, belong to the Jamaica Agricultural Society for years.
And that's what I'm saying, Michael. And that's what I'm saying. You guys need to come together, and then your advocacy would be much stronger. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying, and I'm suggesting that you try that.
Thanks, Miss. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to go and see rather and let him arrange up a meeting with the farmers.
Okay, very good. Very good.
And the next quick thing, you remember me I tell you about Sincona Garden, West Taylor.
Right,
as
yes.
like Davis Hill Rest House.
Mm-hmm.
You could imagine the river come down over where cater to the bridge, and you could imagine the amount of millions of agricultural things spoil over the car them can't come across, miss. So I would like the next rain season come and those people don't get a bridge there, miss. If it's even from the foreign the foreign people them, if we know them supposed to can get a bridge there for the people them, it's a big community, two primary school over there and children leave from over there every day to the city. A school, university, and thing, and you could imagine them can't come across.
Right. So you're calling on the authorities, the NWA, to come and.
Especially Mr. Tony Scotty, visit the area and see the real position. Yeah. So I would like them to get that bridge here for next rain season, man. It's a residential farming community in this Northampton. So I would like them to get that bridge there that those people could say they live in Jamaica then.
All right.
Now when the river come down, them don't live at Jamaica, then they cross the mountain.
All right. So Sincona Gardens, Michael, constituent of MP Juliet Holness, asking for some attention for the bridge in Sincona Gardens.
No, Roberts Field will take it to Sincona Gardens.
Roberts Field. It's not operational at the moment. It needs urgent attention, and it's cutting off those who are on either side, and so.
And the next one, Mr. Warmington, me come and leave a money to build a bridge where we go across to Pencastle, add this gap and take it to the peak. The money, then we begin drop material there and down a Garden Town, it tear off, and the heavy duty vehicle couldn't pass. That's around 2-3 years ago. And since then, I don't hear nothing about the bridge. That bridge supposed to be between Mrs. Onis and James Roberts, Kansas, right at the border. So I would like to know, I would want a proper investigation and a proper answer about that money. Because Mr. Warmington leaves it and nothing has been done, miss. Dr. Nora Banton, have a good day. I know say I have some work all I want to say something, miss. And wish you all the best.
All right. Thank you so much for calling, Michael.
Yes, miss.
All right. You take care. Who else do we have on the line? Lavi, good morning.
Hi, good morning, Nora.
Hi, morning.
Firstly, let me welcome you to my neck of the woods. I saw you the other day down here, downtown.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So the reason for me calling this morning is that I have not had any garbage collection done in my area since 3 weeks before the hurricane.
Where are you?
We're at week 5. I'm in 1 North Greater Portmore, specifically on the 23rd Street.
All right, so 1 North Greater Portmore.
1 North Ascot, Greater Portmore.
All right, Ascot, Greater Portmore, specifically on 23rd Street. No garbage collection in that area for about 5 weeks now. 3
and
weeks.
We have 5 weeks, 3 weeks before the hurricane, 2 weeks since the hurricane.
All right, so we are calling on Mr. Gordon. I know the pressure is worse now. since the hurricane, the NSWMA, the teams have to be out assisting with the solid waste management, especially in the western parts of Jamaica, where there is a lot of waste to pick up and bulky waste as well. But we must ensure that the other parts of the country garbage is being collected, especially household garbage that can harbor rodents, and we don't want that to spill over into diseases. So,
right, because I have a newborn, and before the hurricane, we have a lot of flies around. So I've seen the maggots now, and for me, we don't dispose of our scraps in the bin. So my fridge is completely full with the little scraps from the cooking and so on, because I know these things will breed the rodents, and so we try to not put them in the garbage. But when you have a newborn, you have the diapers to get out.
Yes.
And so we really need that collection. And it's not that we don't call. They tell us about inspectors that will come around and all sorts of something, but nobody shows.
All right. So we'll reach out to Mr. Gordon on your behalf. And for the scraps, your neighbor, do you have any dog? Or anybody in the community?
I got a dog that showed up probably 2 weeks before Melissa just show up in the rain and has not left. And we need to find her owner as well, because she costing me a lot. Because she is a mixed breed poodle Shih Tzu when we took her to the vet. And we're stuck with a dog that don't belong to us already. So she don't need the scraps from the table.
Is that a fancy dog? It's a fancy dog. Okay. All right. So we'll reach out to Mr. Gordon for you and see if we can get some collection in your area. All right?
Really appreciate it. Thank you so much. One more thing before you go.
All right.
When I saw you, I said to you that the tax office downtown.
Oh, that's you.
The renewal of the driver's license.
Right.
Still not up. And we would love to get some information on how we get treated on the road. If it's a case where the tax office is not able to facilitate that upgrade to the license. Because I can't park my car and take the bus because I'm inconvenienced by them.
Right.
So that's one I think. So thank you again, Nora.
No problem. I did make mention of it the day when she stopped me and said it to me, and I looked on the TAJ's Instagram page and I wasn't seeing anything to say that they resumed the renewal process. And so I did ask some questions about what obtains when your license expires, and the renewal process is still out. But let's take a break, and when we come back, we will continue taking your calls.
Fill all your prescriptions, get cosmetics and other pharmaceutical items at Mannings Hill Pharmacy, located at 34A Mannings Hill Road, Kingston. Telephone 924-6280. At Mannings Hill Pharmacy, they stock all the hard-to-get medication. The time by Mannings Hill Pharmacy is
9:47.
They've lost homes.
Everything is gone. I have no house, I have nothing.
They've lost power.
No water, no food, no light, no bed. Jamaican people need desperate help.
Some haven't heard a familiar voice in days.
The last thing I said to my sister, please be safe. And that was the last time.
For others, hope is starting to ebb. But together, we are rebuilding Jamaica, one parish at a time.
We have to try. We have to try. Can't give up.
Join Nationwide 90 FM from November 21 to December 19
every Friday from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. as we broadcast live from Westmoreland, St. James, Trelawney, Hanover, and St. Elizabeth, helping families and communities rebuild after Hurricane Melissa.
And you can help too.
Bring your donations, non-perishable food, water, hygiene products, lighting, or recovery supplies to our office at 14 Ocean Boulevard, the Digital Building, downtown Kingston.
Let's show the true strength of our nation: unity, compassion, and care. Together, we can rebuild lives and restore hope. Nationwide 90 FM, the revolution in media.
Give us strength. Oh, never let I fail.
Good morning, good morning. You're back here inside the Consumer Hour on Nationwide 90 FM. I am Noragay Banton, and we are taking your calls. The numbers to call 876-630 630-9371, and that goes up to 4 and 618-6730. So just to repeat that call for garbage collection needed in 1 North, Ascot, Greater Portmore, especially 23rd Street. There has been no garbage collection for about 5 weeks now, and they're asking urgently that their garbage be collected hopefully this week. And I'm also seeing in the YouTube chat, Cedar Grove, Gregory Park, no garbage collection for 6 weeks. Garbage collection is done in parts of the scheme more than once over that time, but none on Belmore Avenue, etc., and the other roads off. So also adding to the list for the NSWMA, Cedar Grove, Gregory Park, especially Belmore Avenue and the other roads. Valma in the YouTube chat saying that garbage collection has not taken place for about 6 weeks now. And it said that garbage collection happens in other parts of the scheme, but not Belmore Avenue and other roads off. So NSWMA adding Cedar Grove in Gregory Park for your list, and especially down by Belmore Avenue and the other roads leading off there. Please, 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 we're putting this out there for the NSWMA. And also receiving some complaints about the way in which the garbage trucks compress the garbage. Some residents are having issues with the water that trails off from that. It's not being contained in the truck. It's being drained on the roads in these communities, and it's leaving a very unpleasant scent in the area. Not sure what kind of mechanism is in place within the truck to contain that water that comes out when the garbage is compressed within the truck. But there have been some complaints from residents that the water is being drained on the road in the community and leaving an unpleasant scent in the community. So if the water can be contained in the truck, then we're asking that the operators do so and not drain the water off on the roads in the community. All right. Once again, let me repeat the phone lines for you: 876-630-9371. That goes up to 4 and 618-8255. We may only be able to take one call before we have to leave. I also wanted to bring to your attention some additional roads that have been corridors that have been restored by the NWA. The NWA has been keeping us up to date on their social media pages, and from I think over the weekend to about yesterday or so, they have put out some additional roads that are now restored. So I'm going to read the ones from about 4 days ago, if you were not aware. So in St. Elizabeth, Vauxhall to Union has been restored. Scottsgrove Scotts Cove to Black River, Malvern to Santa Cruz Bypass, and Bogue to Elim. Those have been restored in Westmoreland. Bog to Content, Darliston to Woodstock, Springfield to Silver Spring, Albany to Moreland Hill, and Tollgate to Bushmouth. Those have been restored in St. Mary. Highgate to Richmond, Broadgate to Toms River, Gale to Guys Hill, Comsey to Fort George, and Fort George to Camberwell. All those corridors have been restored. And in St. Thomas, Pleasant Hill to Bachelor's Hall, Whitehall to Hillside, Surge Island to Loop Road, and Easingtown to Landowy, Bethel Gap to Whiteford have been restored. In St. Catherine, Glengough to Williamsfield, Sligoville to Spanish Town, Worthy Park to Camperdown, Troja to Sports Park, and Tullow to Tullow Hill have been restored. In St. Anne, Monique to Hopewell, Bengal Bridge to Runaway Bay, Hopewell to Ochereus, Green Park to Bamboo, and Brownstown to Endeavour. All those corridors have been restored. And some additional ones in St. Elizabeth here, Tombstone to Gutters, Pedro Cross to Junction, Junction to Littitz, and Malvern to Black River have been restored. And in Westmoreland, Townhead to Blackness, New Hope to Sheffield, Jerusalem Mountain to Glasgow, Torrogate to Locust Tree, and Content to Glenbrook have been restored. In Clarendon, Whitney Turn to Four Paths, Green Bottom to Four Paths, Mapen to Soursop Turn, and Spaldings to Cave Valley have all been restored. In Hanover, Leith to Burnt Ground, Welcome to Copse, Cash Hill to Dundee, and Kingsvale to Prospect have been restored. In Portland, Balcarres to Wakefield, Orange Bay to Windsor Castle, Rio Grande to Hope Bay, and Williamsfield to Haining have all been restored in Portland. In St. James, Flamstead Gardens to Mocko, Creek Street to Cottage Road, Duckets to Welcome Hall, and Cambridge to Senior have been restored in St. James. Some additional corridors in Clarendon, Danks to Mares Bridge, Greenock Bridge to Mares Bridge, Palmer's Cross to Rose. Is this Rose Wall? Copious to Colonel's Ridge have been restored in St. Andrew, St. Christopher to Glengough, Zion's Hill to Freetown, Nolan Hill to Border, and Airport to Port Royal have all been restored. In Trelawney, Duncan's to Long Pond, Wire Fence to Warsop, Falmouth to Springvale, and Albert Town to Stettin have been restored. And in Westmoreland, Seaforth to Pisgah, Bog to Content, Betheltown to Lambs River, and Albany to Moreland have been restored. As I said before, you can stay tuned to the NWA social media pages. They do give updates on their social media platforms where a restoration of corridors and where they are doing work to restore bridges and all of that. They do put updates on their social media pages. So look out for those, especially if you are trying to access areas where your family members are and roads may be blocked. All right, that's all the time we have for the Consumer Hour this morning. We're going to make way for Cliff Hughes Online, and I believe we are standing by for a special press briefing on recovery from Hurricane Melissa coming from the office of the Prime Minister.
That was the Consumer Hour with Nora Gay Banton.
It's Monday, get over your blues. for Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
The E-Zone is here for you.
With the Stinger Honeybee
And Karim Boyatings
from 3 to 5 p.m. on Nationwide 90 FM.
We've got your entertainment news.
Then we want to hear your views. Why you say?